So, you want to know how to survive a dry fast, do you? And not die. Newsflash! When your time's up, your time's up. But to live! I might just be able to help with that. Welcome, beautiful souls, to my channel, Vibe Ascension. Thank you for clicking this video. I'm going to share a lot of helpful information for you guys on how to cope and deal with yourself during this time. Whatever duration you're trying to complete for a dry fast or just a regular fast, if you're fasting from meat or you're fasting from vegetables or just solid food in general, or even everything all together in water. And oxygen is basically your only component of intake, of consumption. So got a lot of helpful information for you. I'm going to share some of my own personal experience and some protocols, some guidelines that I follow myself to help me. And this can apply to a fast or just anybody in general, really. These are some good rules of thumb to go by, because there's a lot of things to deal with in this life, you know. So anyone can do this, depending on where you're at in this journey. The difficulties may vary, so pure discretion advised. Don't go dying on me now, alright? So step one, I'm just going to dive right into it. It's letting go. So I think it's very important to learn to let go and surrender to the Most High. Surrender to the process, because our bodies, we've been designed to know, our bodies know how to heal. It knows how to heal itself, and when we continue to consume, we're putting a hindrance. We're kind of the Life Regenerator and Lou Corona have a, well, actually I think Lou Corona said this, but Life Regenerator is great too. Dan the Man, he's my man. But Lou Corona, he used this example. It's like you're hammering your hand, and until you decide to stop hammering your hand, you're not going to heal. You're not going to begin to heal. So, anyways, also another little reference here to remember how to let go. One of my inspirations, a band that I really like, Foster the People. Mark Foster, he has some certain lyrics that I think go along with this pretty nicely, and that's I will fall into you once you give into me. So whatever it is, so if you give in, if you just let go and give up the control and trying to make things a certain way, you get real tense. But when you let go and surrender, you'll be rewarded with that. You'll be rewarded, and you'll already feel better just by doing that simple little trick. So step 2, quiet the mind. Jesus said it best. He said, "Don't worry." So he's a he's a spiritual master. You know, he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights in the desert alone. So he really was able to get in touch with God, that God within himself. And so quieting the mind, when we're continuously thinking about things outside of ourselves, then it's very easy to feel like you got to do something, like, you know what I mean? So if we can kind of minimize the chatter, the mind chatter, then we can find some peace, and you'll be all the better because of that. Okay? Step 3, stimulate the lymphatic system. This really helps you get out of your head, so it kind of goes hand in hand with step 2, quieting the mind. So I was feeling pretty slumped, I was feeling pretty sluggish and could hardly move for a minute, but I just kept doing what I had to do, filling out some applications or whatever, because I got to get out of this hole. And I think it's very important to take the steps and not make excuses for you know, what you got to get done to be in a state of freedom, whether it's financial freedom, happiness, relationships, anything. Okay? So don't make excuses, because you're an infinite, beautiful design that was created for glory, glorious things, glorious accomplishments. You're limitless. We all are, every single one of us. Okay? So, some ways to do this, some ways to stimulate the lymphatic system. Yoga, like I just said. So, when you're doing yoga, I've noticed that you really get the blood flow going, and you're able to give yourself the opportunity to get even more deep breaths in. And yoga, to me, is kind of like a strengthening exercise while stretching and relaxing. So it's an interesting kind of thing, because it's kind of like a contradiction. You're trying to build up, but while let go and surrender. But anyways, it really helps get things moving and helps you get out of your head because of that. Another thing, one of the past few days in this fast, I'm on day 7, by the way, and I think I finally got through some of the major turbulence. My mouth's really dry right now, and so this is why I've got this stuff on, because I'm about to run down to the gas station to get some high pH water. It's the best kind that I know of, besides the Castle Rock that I like to get down at the other gas station, but they're out of it right now, and I won't be able to get that in about a week. So anyways, this certain water also comes from a reservoir. It's kind of like spring water, and the bottle's BPA free for those who don't want that kind of stuff. So I'm going to use that to break my fast tomorrow. When I wake up real early, I'm going to try to get there and get back as soon as I can, so I can get to bed, because my sleep schedule is totally off, and I want to get up early so I can break this fast, so I can get some water. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and then another thing, I kind of went on a tangent there, but another thing that helps stimulate the lymphatic system is a cold shower, or hot and cold shower therapy. I find that cold showers are a little bit better, because you're not like steaming yourself, especially if you don't have a shower filter. So if you don't have a shower filter, I would try to get more of the cold showers in, because you're really going to be steam pressing those chemicals in your body. You don't really want that. But the cold water is really good for you. It majorly stimulates the lymphatic system. And I got together with my dad a few days ago, and partly for courtesy, that's pretty much the main reason why I decided to take a shower, but also because I knew that it would hydrate my cells and help me feel a little bit better so that I could be in that setting with company around. And it actually really did help, because you know how you feel really fresh. It's like it's a cleansing of the soul, you know, when you take a shower. And so that's why it's important to take a shower in the right way. Really love yourself and reward yourself for working hard, you know. And another thing to help stimulate is walking. Walk in nature. Get out in nature. Nature is very important. It's our natural habitat. That's why it's called nature. We're natural beings, and there's trees out there that are putting out all this oxygen, and oxygen and fresh air is the most important thing right now. So really try to get as much walking in nature as you can. I know you're going to feel real under the weather kind of thing. You're going to feel very exhausted. But when you can work up the energy to get out there, do it, because you'll actually begin to feel better because of that. So I'm going to move on to step 4 now. Sorry, that one's a long one. Be present. This one's important. Be present with your feelings. So during this, you're going to have a lot of certain cravings and emotions come up. Cravings because the parasites and yeast, mold, and fungus are in there. They're like, feed me, you know. I noticed when I've been laying in bed every night throughout this, I've felt it. I've felt the worms or whatever, just a few, like going through my intestinal tract, my GI tract, like trying to do tricks to get some treats, you know, like they're my pet or something. No, you're not getting anything. So you just have to really be present with that and accept it. Like, they're actually there to serve you, because in the past, before coming to this kind of place in your life, we've accumulated a lot of things that our body can't really digest on its own naturally. I mean, it's natural for the parasites to be there. That's part of the process. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they're there to, you know, to get all that stuff out of there. You know, they're helping you. So they're actually serving you. But there comes a point where, like right now, I feel like they're not. Like, you know, you're going to feel like that sometimes. Like, you're going to, like, gag or throw up or something, because they're just really calling out and really just, like, kind of moving around trying to find some whatever, some food. So be present with your feelings, cravings, emotions. So your body's going to be slimming down and using the stored energy, like the fats in particular. They are actually there for a good reason, because we have emotional traumas in our lives in the past that accumulate, and that's kind of where they store. So all of our experiences are stored within our whole experience, our whole body. You know, we are affected by that which we experience. So when these fat energies or whatever are used up and burned, the emotions are going to come up. So you'll probably feel certain emotions come up, and you just have to be present with them and accept them. It's really important to accept how you feel, because when you accept it and just stop resisting, you'll already, right there, you're already going to feel 10 times better. Okay? Because God's got you. You know, we were created. We are energy that was created just from our parents. You know, boom, right there, we're created. So we are energy. We don't necessarily have to depend on things like food, especially cooked food and processed foods. But that's another video. Last but not least, step 5: love yourself. Love yourself and rub yourself. Okay, seriously, this is actually really good for you. It's stimulation for one thing, and you can really get, if you don't love yourself, if you don't give love to yourself, then you'll have no love to give. So make sure you love yourself. And yeah, so love is very important. Love yourself in this experience right now, in this moment, and love yourself for being healthy. Love yourself for taking the steps that you have to take to do what's best for you in the long run. You're going to be so much more grateful for that. You will, trust me. You're going to look back and just be like, I'm so glad I made that decision. I'm so glad I've started walking this journey. So anyone can do this. Don't just think because this sounds crazy or like not normal to the rest of the world and society that it's not doable. That's just your ego and your own conditioning. We all have conditioning. We all have programming, subconscious programming. That's what it is. That comes up and says, no, you're not good enough. You can't do this. But you are good enough, and we have the ability to rewire our brains and live the life that we were meant to live. Happy, wealthy, and peaceful, community, giving, grace, unity. So we can do this, guys. So it may take some time. It's gonna take some time. You're constantly gonna be. There's no end goal. You're constantly gonna be working, taking the steps to be healthy, and to do what's best for yourself, and become more and more healthy. Become more and more healthy every day. That should be your goal. And it's the journey. It's about the journey, the process. Whether it's weeks, months, or half a year, I really encourage everyone to get to a point where you can try a 1-day dry fast. Now, you're going to want to work up to that, so maybe a 1-day water fast or a juice fast. You want to work up to this, so don't just jump into a dry fast. Don't even just jump into a water fast. Don't even just jump into a juice fast or something like along those lines. You want to work up to it. So there's vegan, like cooked vegetables and grains and beans and stuff like that, and then kind of move your way towards more fruits and vegetables. Fresher the better. Organic is better. If you have your own garden, that's even better. That's the best. You know, with your own mineral rich soil. That's what you want. That's what I'm striving for. Okay? I believe in you. So thank you for watching this video, guys. Thank you thank yourself for being where you are right now. And just because you're watching this video tells me that you're woke. You're interested in doing what's best for you. So give yourself a hug. Love yourself for that, okay? Thank you, guys. Much love to you. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next channel. Peace and love. Peace be with you, my friends.